My God, Adaptation has a magnificent donut, like referring back to our face.
Yes, breaking the fourth wall. The production of Twelfth Night I saw on Saturday, there was no fourth wall the entire time. And it was so engaging, right? The entire time, you were the X character on stage. It was very exciting, right? So breaking that fourth wall, interaction with the audience. All right, what else worked? What else worked? Tyler.
The puppets.
The puppets, right? Think about Act 3, right? Think about Act 2. Where in these two acts could we use the puppets? Maybe. I'd like someone to contribute another idea. Where could you use the puppets within the play? Oh my God. Light bulbs! Light bulbs! Someone! What is it? Sarah!
When they're watching a play.
When they're watching the play within the play, you know that there's go, oh, and we go, oh, right? It'd be brilliant. And guess what? I have Hamlet puppets. I'm not kidding. Look at all of them.
You get a puppet and you get a puppet.
I know, no, really, everyone take a puppet. Wait, who has the scene where Claudius has the conniption? He kind of like freaks out. He's like, lights, 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 boom, puppets. Oh, okay, very good. Now, all right. So breaking the fourth wall, right? So fourth wall, break it, right, and puppets. This worked for us, right? And also, I'm going to add here balance. You do have to balance, right? All right, now. Everyone should be on the, anything that we want to add to this list? Yes.
Physical comedy, like not exactly slapstick, but a lot of like kind of like Craig, Sarah, and that group and Drew.
Yeah, right? It's commedia, right? And if you looked back at all of your resources that you have, all the documents I made you read, we know, right, that sometimes it was obscene, right, crude humor, right? At our core, we're all human beings, and there are things about us human beings that are funny that we don't like to admit. And then we bring it to the surface, we're like, because we can laugh at it when it's a mirror of us.
We didn't talk really all that much about Seder or whatever from
Yes,
Greek.
Greek
Is
drama.
that what this would be like?
Mm,
Or was it more?
no, it is very different, right?
A
And
little more crazy.
so it is very crude and very physical, right? So it is different, but a very good illusion. I like that, Peter. Bringing it back, right? Those Greek drama days, gone. Okay, now. All right, Act 2, Scene 1, raise your hand.
That's us.
That's you. All right, everyone should be on the Google Doc and Act 2, Scene 1. Raise your hand when you're there and your group can see it. Raise your hand when your group is there, and everybody can have their phones too. All right, Act 2, Scene 1. We'll probably just get to Act 2 today. Tomorrow will be Act 3 and Act 4. Be with me. Or actually be with Tyler, Charlie, and Peter. All right, is everyone on the Google Doc? For Act 2, Scene 1. All right. Charlie, can you give us some of the basic plot points for Act 2, Scene 1?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Polonius tells Ronaldo to go spy on Laertes on his troop conduct in France.
Okay.
Also, Ophelia is told that she has to cut all ties with Hamlet, and she's really confused about it.
Yeah. What does she report to her father about Hamlet's behavior? How is he acting? She kind of reports about an interaction she has with Hamlet,
Do you want us to do that?
if you can, or is anyone else? I'm going to kick it to Ben.
Well, I think that she was explaining to him that Hamlet like came up to her like almost or basically did embrace her. Like he was really conflicted, and Polonius concludes that this is what's causing his like distress. I don't know if I missed something.
It's okay. Let's build on that. Give me like the physical description of what that looks like, Peter.
Well, he didn't say anything, and it was just like a more physical embrace, like kind of expressing himself.
Yeah. How is he dressed?
Tattered.
He's tattered, his disheveled, his pants are down. Dr. Capone, jump in whenever you
His
want.
garters are embraced.
Garters are embraced, right? Woo, right? Getting back to that scene where Polonius and Laertes were like, Ophelia, you know, he has something that you don't have, right? This scene, how should Polonius respond to this?
Break out the banana again.
Back to the sex ed lesson, right? No, Ophelia, right? So back to that commedia illusion, you might want to bring that back in terms of a repeated joke, right? So why don't you record that on 2-1? Right, so if this is your scene we're talking about, and we bring up new ideas, please record them. So Peter and company record them. Now, Ophelia, how does she respond to this interaction? Lynn?
She's very confused by it.
Yeah, she's very confused, right? She's very upset, right? Let's jump back to Laertes and his father, right? Polonius, in the last scene we saw with his children, is giving it advice, right? The core of this advice to Laertes is what? What famous line? Be with me, be present.
To thine own self be true.
Louder, Lynn.
To thine own self be true.
Everyone. To thine own self be true. Right? This is great advice. And then he sends his son off to college, and what does Polonius do? He literally what? Sends a what? A spy on his son, right? To then put out rumors about his son to see if he can catch the truth, right? So these are the core plot points of this scene. Now let's think about commedia considerations, right? What type of character, look to the front, is Polonius? If we think about the commedia characters, and they're all lined up, right? Is he a servant or a master? Master, excellent, right? And which type of master is he, right? Is he the capitano, right? Is he the pantalone, right? Is he the dottore? What do you think? Give me a show of hands. How many think he's the capitano? Who is the capitano in this play? Say it with confidence, you got it. Claudius, right? Excellent, right? Who is the dottore? Right? I feel the same way.
Well,
I know, I'm
I was
grappling.
thinking Horatio because they mentioned that he was a scholar and we could
Okay.
play off of that, him being like really uppity and smart.
But he believes he knows everything, listens to no one. This might be one of those situations where, how many of you think Polonius is Pantalone?
He kind of mixes the two.
Excellent. We can do that. We can do that. I don't see a reason why not, right? I'm with Jerry. Anybody else with Jerry?
No.
No? What do you think?
I think Il Dottore should be just, should stick with Laertes and Il Dottore. Because he's a bit of a snob, and then Polonius should just stay with Pantalone.
Yeah. Okay. You could do that. And I totally see that. But also in terms of Dottore being like an old man, believes he knows everything, listens to no one. Maybe there's some servant type master characteristics of Laertes too, right? We can adapt these characters. These molds are not fixed, right? And that's really important. But keep that in mind, right? In terms of who Polonius is. So what, if we think about commedia considerations, what did you have in mind, Peter, Tyler, and Charlie?
We could have Ophelia be like Meredith in her performance and be like all like gossip girly, all white chicks.
What's the opposite of, when we think about her reaction in the play as a tragedy, what would be the opposite of that? She's frightened and scared and sad. What would be the opposite of that reaction?
Confident.
She's into it. Ooh, that'd be weird. Right? That'd be weird. But that plays off of what, guys, think back, right? I know Dr. Capone is here. I know we're filming it, but we do have to be really open with it. Maybe she's into this behavior, right? And it is scaring the living daylights out of her father, right? And she's like, and then he grabs me, and then it's going on, right? Think back to Meredith. I know, guys, let it go. Let go of Judgment of Miss Dixteen and yourselves, right? Dr. Capone can joke, right? So this is really important. Yes?
Well, if she's acting like that, that would lead into, like, pretty smoothly into, like, the sex ed talk.
Excellent, right? If we keep going back to this this repeated joke that you started. You started that joke, right? So own it. Very good. Nice. Back to Polonius and Rinaldo, right? How can we make that interaction comedic? Right? Like I did comedy and commedia mixing it comedic.
Excuse me, please, Kim, hello, is she there?
She is.
Kim, D'Angelo to Athletics at the end.
Okay.
Thank you.
Actually, this is an example of what I'm thinking.
She's not.
No. Polonius is giving, she's next door.
Oh.
How could you make this comedic, or should we cut it?
And you gotta keep it.
You gotta keep it, why do you gotta keep it?
Because it's the introduction of like the controversial characters, kind of.
Yeah, it develops Polonius, right? So how could you make this a comic interaction? This is tough.
Between Polonius and Ophelia.
And Ronaldo. So this is something we're gonna keep coming back to.
Oh.
Yeah.
One idea that I had was that when Polonius and Ronaldo are interacting and Polonius is saying, like, I need you to go do this and this and this, if he keeps like sending him off and then calling him back and saying, oh, I also need you to do this, and then, okay, now go do it. Wait a minute, I have another idea, and like he just keeps adding more and more things for Ronaldo to do.
Jerry, you're getting some laughs and some smiles to that comment. Excellent, right? And so Jerry's like, yes, right? Got feedback. It's good, right? Be liberal with your laughter. Ha, Jerry, very good. But that's good. Why? Because what are we developing about Polonius' character? What does he do too much? Control and talks. So when he dies, what are we going to have him do as he dies? Talk. I am slain. And then he has a long death. Give him that long death speech that he wants, right? So this is how you make it commedia, right?
Well, I think if you do it that way, then Polonius should be Mr. Big Pants.
Mr. Big Pants.
Yes, because in the earlier scene when he's giving Laertes the talk, like Laertes like, well, he comes and he's like, Laertes, you got it in the ship. But wait, like.
Yes.
So like, it's like the scene when in like Bat Out of Hades when he's like when like he keeps like re-entering and he's like oh, hello. Like,
Yes, excellent, very good, good recall, right? That entrance, exit, keep playing on that because you think they're gone and you're defying the expectation of the audience. Well done. Okay, I think we have about 30 seconds left. Tomorrow, the first thing you're going to do, right, is fun. The puppets will be back, no worries. Tomorrow, immediately sit with your groups. We're gonna run through all the scenes, right? How many of you, after today's discussion, can think of one new way to revisit your current scene? Give it a think. You can revisit your current scene. Raise your hand if you can think of one new way to revisit your current scene. I've got one. That's good, that's about half the class, right? Some people are like, we are confident with our ideas. All right, folks, go confidently in your ways. Good work today. Good work for coming out for a 4-day weekend. Wow, you're brave. Wow.